So what I saw is there was a nurse that switched a baby. Okay, what she did was she switched a specific baby. Someone gave birth. This specific nurse knew something about this specific woman. There was some symptoms about this specific woman, okay, that was coming up as this specific woman was not supposed to be a woman that was supposed to give birth, okay? It did not make sense. Her birth did not make sense. The whole process did not make sense. Okay, let's say she had no positive pregnancy test and all of a sudden she gives birth. This nurse became really, really jealous. Okay, she became really, really jealous. And what I saw, this nurse switched. This nurse gave her the wrong numbers of the baby. Let's say the baby has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The nurse said, oh no, your numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So she looked at her wristband and the nurse said, oh, your numbers don't match. Okay. And she said, and a woman says, yes, my numbers do match. It's actually a 7 here. And so the nurse said, oh. So the nurse tried to say that this baby was not this woman's child simply because this child was born, it was very supernatural, okay? Let's say she was having a cryptic pregnancy. Let's say it did not match up with the files and how things were supposed to go for them, how the records were supposed to go. It did not match up. So this woman went about her way, okay, into saying, you know what, this cannot be her child. This cannot physically be her child. If they find out that she actually had this child, things are going to go wrong. If they find out that she had no positive pregnancy test, even this person, usually during a cryptic pregnancy, you don't have you continue to have your period, and closer to birth, you get your cycle. Okay, you don't get your cycle. You get a pregnancy test. You probably could still be bleeding, and all of a sudden you get a pregnancy test. This specific woman, a positive pregnancy test. This specific woman did not get even a positive pregnancy test closer to the time of birth. Very important. This woman gave birth with never having a positive pregnancy test. So this was a threat, okay? This was something that did not make sense to this particular woman. And this particular nurse went about its way in order to switch. What I saw was there was 2 babies born, okay? One was born from someone else. One was born from this particular woman. Now, they both were on the table. Both of them were not the woman's baby. Only one was the woman's baby, okay? But see, the nurse tried to take the child and say that it was not her child. She wanted the woman to leave without a child. Also something I saw, they wanted the woman to look like she was depressed. So let's say they had someone there with her at the hospital. They asked her questions to see if she was depressed, to see if she was having issues, to make sure that she was basically fit to be a mother. They were trying to do everything possible to get this particular woman to not have this child, okay? They did not want her to have this child. And what the Lord revealed to me is that this woman had been going through all type of attacks. This is not the only woman that's probably going through something like this as well. But this particular woman, they've been watching this woman. They did not want this woman to get pregnant, okay? The enemies, okay, is what I'm saying. Let's say people did witchcraft on this woman. People did witchcraft on her womb, okay? People did different type of root work and different things in order to stop the pregnancy. When she would get pregnant, she would probably have miscarriages. This woman didn't say anything about this pregnancy. This woman ended up going through a successful pregnancy. And what they tried to do is the enemy tried to use the nurse, okay? The nurse, all the way at the end, the nurse, okay? And for some people, let's say these nurses could have tried to take the child after they give birth. All of a sudden they take the child and say, oh, there's something wrong, don't touch the child, we're going to take the kid, you can't touch the child. It was going to be something like that. But see, it was something that was completely warfare. They wanted this woman not to walk out with this child because it was going to change the entire trajectory, okay, of the medical field. This was going to look like this is actually possible. Women can be pregnant. And something else that's really, really important about this woman was pregnant longer than she was supposed to be. This woman's file did not make sense for her she did not have the normal pregnancy that they expected, right? And so they wanted to hide this pregnancy. They wanted this pregnancy to be hidden. They didn't want people to know about this pregnancy because it was going to change the trajectory. So I'm seeing this nurse being used as to try to say, oh, no, we don't think this is your kid. Let's say they gave the woman drugs after she gave birth, right? They wanted the woman to feel like she was drugged, to feel like she was, somewhere else. This is the plan. And what I'm seeing is this is the plan. God is showing me more now. The plan was to say she has it's called pseudo something, where you feel like you're pregnant, but you're not really pregnant. They wanted to give her that diagnosis. What they were going to try to do is try to but say this kid was not this woman's child. They were going to try to say she had a diagnosis, and they were going to try to throw her in the mental hospital and actually kidnap this child. Okay, this is what they were going to do. They were going to try to kidnap this child. Okay, they were not even going to give this child to a family member. I also saw a family member involved with this. Okay, but see, when they asked the family member, is this person depressed or whatever, the family member said no. Okay, what happens is this woman was able to see, and she said no. She knew her identification number. She said, no, my number has a 7. You're wrong. And the nurse said, oh, okay. All of a sudden, I see the woman walk out with the baby. Okay, she's carrying the baby. She's on FaceTime with someone. She's happy. She's carrying the baby. I saw the gender of the baby. She's carrying the baby, and they're walking off and they leave. Okay, but this was an attack in order to keep this woman not having any offspring. They don't want this woman to have offspring. They don't want this woman to give birth to an actual physical child. Okay, this was the reason for this. They have been doing this. They've been messing with this particular woman for years. Okay, people have been doing witchcraft on this woman. This woman also, there are different things with this particular woman. There are different things in the hospital that are actually, this woman actually had been pregnant. They told this woman that she was not pregnant. Okay, they told this woman that she would, for someone here, they probably told this woman she would never be pregnant. Okay, they probably told this woman she was not telling the truth about her pregnancy. They laughed at this particular woman. And for someone here, every time this woman gets pregnant and goes to the hospital, these monitoring spirits or whoever these people are, these witches, they follow this woman into the hospital, okay, to make sure she does not actively deliver, or to make sure she knows that she is not pregnant, but this woman has been pregnant. So it's going to cause an investigation. It's going to cause issues for these people because of what they did to this woman. Okay, this is very, very important. But this woman did give birth. This woman did give birth, and this woman changed the medical field. They teased this woman. They talked about this woman. Oh, she was not pregnant. Oh, she has a mental disorder. She cannot have been pregnant for these years. This makes no sense. But this woman actually gave birth. This pregnancy was longer than they probably expected. Okay, and they were mocking this particular woman. All right, what I'm seeing is they were very threatened for this woman to give birth, because they said if she gives birth, they're going to know that all of this is like, they're going to know that we lie. Okay, they're going to know that we know women are pregnant without having the pregnancy test. We know that we can tell when they're pregnant, and we don't say anything. So this woman, something else about this woman has scans. Okay, she has scans of the ultrasounds. She has scans of the pregnancy. They saw it, but still, they still will not diagnose her with pregnancy because of the test. Okay, because of the pregnancy test, they still will not diagnose her, but she had all of these scans to prove. They knew. They tried to hide it even in the radiology room. I'm seeing that too. So the proof was her giving birth to this baby. They wanted to say this baby was a stone, a keloid, you know, a fibroid, and it was actual a child. And so this woman knew that it was a child, and she continued to hold on. And yeah, these people are going to be investigated. Okay, it's going to go really, really big, this particular situation. So this is really, really important word today, and I wanted to share this word today with you guys. Okay.